start with the basic, that is what is CMS and what is AEM. So CMS, as you may be knowing, it is content management system. So like we have multiple CMS into the market. So why AEM? Firstly, we will come to why AEM question later, but firstly, let's understand what is CMS. That is content management system. So there are whole lot of websites which are highly rich in content. Like they are, like if you have seen, I hope you of course you would have seen Amazon websites. So Amazon has a lot of content on its website. Like if I open Amazon web, so here you would see that there is a lot of content on this website. When I say content, it means a lot of images, lot of videos, lot of text, and these images or text, like here you would see that okay, these images, furniture images or the clothing images. As of now, it's the image is this, but you would see that in a day or in a 2 or within some hours, even these images tend to change. Like during some promotional event, these images or these content of this website, basically when I say content, it means the images, the videos, or any PDFs or any SVG files, all these sort of things, not the layout of the website or look and feel of the website, but the content of the websites keeps on changing very readily. How do these websites, this content each website actually manages their content, and how are they able to change or update the content of their website so fastly or so readily? Okay, so that is where CMS comes into picture. See, in case if we talk about any legacy website, like any website who's built on basically HTML or JSPs or Java, there the main thing is that in case if you have to make a basic change in your website, any basic content change, or like consider here the pricing is like it is 75 to 1050. In case if they wanted to change the pricing, they have to do a whole lot of deployment. Like they have to make a change in their HTML or their JSP files. From there, the change will be carried out from their lower environment to their higher to the production.
Yes.
Similarly, in case if they have to change an image, the same process they have to carry it out. Like they have to change in their code, they have to commit their code, and all that code has to be taken from QA to UAT to prod. So whole lot of big process. So you understood, like to make simple change, it would consume at least 2 to 3 weeks to take this change to production.
Yeah.
So that is where the content management systems comes into picture, where the whole content of the website, like this our Amazon website, it contains a lot of content. Like this image is a content, all these images are content, plus this pricing are content.
Yeah.
The content of these websites will be managed by an external or by a content management system, where the content, images, videos, or PDF, all those things, or the text can be changed on fly. That means the owner of the website or the content on the website does not has to be changed through code. It can be changed immediately now and there, and the changes would be available to the end user. That is the power of a CMS, which manages the content of your website. The whole content of your website will be managed by the CMS. See, of course, you have the whole look and feel, like like the Amazon website looks like this, where it will have like the top search bar along with the logo and other things. Then below that, it will have this navigation, then this carousel, then below that it has some cards. So this layout or all those things, of course, cannot be changed, but the content of this website can easily be changed and can be updated on fly. So that can be done with the help of content management system. Okay.
Yeah.
So content management system is basically a tool which manages the content of your website. Okay. So this is CMS, content management system. Now, where does AEM comes into picture now? So AEM, that is Adobe Experience Manager, is also a CMS only. So Adobe Experience Manager also can do the same thing which other CMS can do. But what difference does it brings? Like it can also manages the content of your website. Like it can also change the content of your website on fly. So no code change is needed. Like here, the owner of the website or the authors or the CM content management team can say that, okay, I want to change this image, and within the Adobe Experience Manager, they can go and change this image, and the updated image will start appearing. Okay. Now, what is the difference that Adobe Experience Manager brings, which other CMS does not have? So Adobe Experience Manager is not only a CMS, but it's an enterprise level CMS.
Yeah.
So Adobe Experience Manager is an enterprise level CMS. When I say enterprise level CMS, it means that AEM or Adobe Experience Manager does not only manages the content of your website, but it will also host the complete website within it. So this, in case, consider as an example that if this website Amazon.in was built on top of AEM, then within that AEM server, it will be doing two things. One is, of course, it will be managing the content of this website. Plus, the second thing is the whole website will be hosted within AEM only. So AEM server would be hosting this complete website. So you do not need any other like Apache web server or JBoss or any other server to host your website. It will be hosted within your AEM server only.
Yeah.
Okay. And also, why is it enterprise level? Because there are many other Adobe Experience Cloud products which you can easily integrate with AEM. The other Adobe Experience Cloud products are like Adobe Analytics, Adobe Campaign, Adobe Target, okay, like Adobe Launch. All these products which Adobe provides can easily be integrated with Adobe Experience Manager without any change in code or without any like making any coding or anything. It can be easily integrated, and you can start using any of those products. So that is why it is called as enterprise level CMS, because you can easily integrate, plus you can also host a complete website within it. That is why it is an enterprise level CMS. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So in AEM, I hope you would already be knowing. So just to again revising your concepts. In AEM, this website page, every page is every like this is a page, this is a home page, will be a page in AEM as well. So there will be a page like the home page. This similarly, if I go over here, like this is gp browse.html. So there will be another page in AEM with the name browse.html below the GP hierarchy. So here, like in the legacy application, we used to have HTMLs, or we used to create HTMLs as part of our code base that indicates our pages in AEM, or the actual end user pages. But here, these pages are like actual pages that we create. Actual pages are being created in AEM.
Yes.
So every AEM page is actually a page in AEM. Okay.
Yes.
And AEM, what AEM says is that to create the content on a page, you should divide your page into separate or into small chunks, so that each chunk should represent its content on that page. So here, if I talk about this Amazon homepage, let's go back to Amazon homepage. So what AEM would say is, if you want to build this Amazon website in AEM, so this is the home page. So firstly, you should decide in which all smaller chunk you can divide this page into. So this will be the header, this will be a logo. After that, this will be a search, and below that there is a navigation. Okay. So here we have divided also, like these are other icons, the card and all those icons. Okay. So here this AEM says that firstly you should have a chunk where the logo of the image, logo of the website should be shown. The second chunk of content would be the search. The third chunk can be some links, like here we have 3 links. Okay, below that you need to have a navigation chunk of code. So these chunks of code in AEM are called as components. So what we do is each in a page in AEM is basically divided into separate chunks of content, and each chunk of content is basically called as components in AEM. So here in AEM, we divide our page into separate chunks. So here one is this logo. So logo, there will be a logo component. Plus it is a search. So there will be a search component. And there are some links, like these 3 links. So there will be a link component or link with the image component, so that we can also display image with that link. Below that, you can see there is a navigation. So there will be a navigation component. So whenever you get a, like we most of the time we get a requirement like Drupal is another CMS. Many a times, like recently, there have been a lot of scenarios which I've seen where a lot of websites that are migrating from Drupal to AEM. So Drupal does not provide is so much powerful CMS. So there are many companies that are migrating their websites from Drupal, like as an example, I'm taking. So from Drupal to AEM, they're migrating their website simple. So to migrate those websites, like when you have to give estimation that, okay, if you are a company or if you are being asked that, okay, you give the estimation and estimation that, okay, how much time or how much effort would be required to migrate a website built on some other platform into AEM. So what you basically do is you divide. Firstly, you would find how many pages will be there in that website. So to find, of course, to find the number of pages, you can use the sitemap. Like you can use the sitemap of that website. Like I went to the sitemap.html. Each website has a sitemap. Okay. Sitemap.html. Okay. So they haven't exposed. That's something very good. So then, okay, maybe they haven't exposed, but like you can use the sitemap.xml or sitemap.html to know what all the pages are there on the website. Now, you basically what you do is you go to each and every page and you see in which all parts or in which all components that page can be divided into. Like you have to achieve this design, like this is the design. Of course, this is a carousel. So you will build a carousel component where you can have some image, some background, and some text on it. So that will be an image component. Plus above that, you will have a navigation component. And below that, you can have some cards component where within a card, you can display the headline, and below that you can display the images and some text or the description below the images. So here if you would see that, okay, this is a card component and this is also the same and look and feel as that of this card component. So here what we will be doing is we will be creating a card component through which the same look, like same text and same image can be achieved on the other part of the page. Okay.
Yeah.
So in AEM, basically a page is divided. When creating a page in AEM, what we see is that what all components would be used to create that page. And components is a reusable entity where a component is created can be used at multiple places to achieve different look and feel of that page.
Yeah.
Like here we have this card component, the same card component I use over here, but I gave the authors the capability that they can change the text, they can change the image in whatever way they wanted.
Like multiple fields.
Yes, yes, exactly.
Just one question before we go from here. So just one thing, like, so we have something like something called page, and then on top of the page, so we need to define some kind of like template or layout, right?
Yes, yes,
And
exactly.
then on top of that, components come to the picture.
Exactly. Like here I have this PowerPoint. See, I have this PowerPoint. If I have to create a new PowerPoint, so see, it gave me the options that, okay, you can select the template. Like here it gave me the options. You can select the template. So here, in the same way we have templates over here in the PowerPoint, in the same way we have templates in AEM as well. So what is the purpose of templates in PowerPoints? The purpose of template in PowerPoint is that you now know that, okay, I have to create 10 slides or basically 10 pages of this PowerPoint, and each PowerPoint would have the same look and feel. Every page of the PowerPoint would have the same look and feel. Like there will be some background text or some background image plus maybe some header or footer would be there that should be there on all those 10 pages. Okay. Now, if you have to individually create all that whole header, footer, and that background color on all those 10 pages, of course, it will be a tedious task. So why not use templates? So in the same way, AEM also what we do is we create templates, and from using that template, we can create any number of pages, and all those pages will have the same look and feel as that of the template that we create, that we will use to create that to create all those hundreds or whatever pages we wanted. Of course, the concept is that templates basically define an initial look and feel of your page. So you know, see, in most of the website, like if I open this Amazon, like we open Amazon website here, you see it has an header, this whole header where the image is there and all those navigation, the search, plus it also has the the footer. So every website would have all the pages of that website would have the same look and feel. Of course, the header and footer is going to remain same on all the pages. So instead of like these are components only, header would be component, footer would be component. But to use these components on all the pages of your website, it would be a very tedious task. So that is why we create templates where templates would have that header and footer component, and between that you can drag and drop any other component that you wanted. Okay?
Yeah, true. Okay.
So that is the purpose of template.
Got it.
One question, like to create any new page in AEM, you need to select the template from where you need to create that new page. It can never be like that you can create a page in AEM without selecting a template. You always need to have a template there to create a page in AEM. Okay?
Yep.
Okay, let me get back. Okay. So, yeah. So we can have, yeah. So a component in AEM is basically a reusable entity which defines the basic look and feel of that part of the page. Like this, if I talk about this Amazon website, so of course there is a navigation, or there is a header component which has a search component within it. Below that, there is this navigation component, and below this there is a carousel component. And below that, if you would see, there are a number of other components like these cards component, and if I scroll down, then this list component, or again the carousel with some list component or product list component, something like that. Any name that you can give to your component. So each component, like this is the carousel component, this is the navigation. Each of these component works or behaves independent of the other component. Like this is the carousel component. It will work totally independent of any other component on the page. Like this is the carousel component, this is the cards component. So in case, consider if there is any issue in this cards component, then only this part of the page will be affected, not the whole page of this website will be affected. Because the other components are working well and good. It's only that the issue is with this component. Except if there is some exception that is coming from backend, or like the whole code is breaking, then of course the whole page will break. But in case if there is some front end exception, or like something look and feel issue with this component, then only this part of the page will be affected, not the whole website page, because the whole website page is built using multiple components, and among them one is the component which is affected. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So this is how component works, and components are independent entities. Like they can be placed on the page. Like this part of the page is independent of this part of the page.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if this breaks, because the rest of the part of the page is totally independent of what is breaking. So the whole page will work fine. Only this part of the page will be maybe distorted.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So this was the basic, like basic the smallest part of a page built in AEM is created using component. So component is a core concept of AEM, where component basically used to define the look and feel of the page. So the whole look and feel of the page is achieved using components, and components basically collection of component basically creates a page in AEM. So you drag and drop multiple components on a page, and which finally creates your whole website page. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was about CMS and Adobe, like our AEM, and why AEM is called as enterprise level CMS, because it is not only a CMS, but it hosts your complete website, and can also be easily integrated with other Adobe Experience Cloud tools.
Sure.
Okay,